The other day I was in Aldi's supermarket and they had on special buys this digital food dehydrator. Now for most people buying one of these, they're using it to dehydrate food, but in my case I thought it would make for a very good filament drying station. There's a couple of articles on the internet of people who've used it to dry filaments. Those of you who've had filaments out lying around like I have, with some rolls that have been sitting on the printers for a while, it can accumulate moisture in the filament just being exposed to the atmosphere, and that will cause steam to form when they're being heated. We're putting that filament into a head running close to 200 degrees C, plus or minus a bit, and it literally causes the moisture in the filament to vaporise. That increases the pressure in the melt zone and can cause it to extrude blobs or cause stringing within your print. Some people find that filament that's been left out in the humid environment is unusable after a short time. So this one's a little bit different to the one I've used previously. The one I've used previously was a very cheap unit and had an analog control for the thermostat. This one is digital, and I'm hoping it'll actually give me a better control over the drying times and drying temperatures. So let's open up the box and see what we get. So it looks pretty much like any standard dryer from the top. So we have a number of racks. Of course, none of these racks are going to be any good for drying filament. They're just too small. These ones have got a bit of an insert to help direct air. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. It looks like warm air comes out here and out the sides. Now I have got another drying unit. These are sort of speed too. These will fit. Nope, it's slightly larger in diameter, so I'm going to have to modify some of these. I did see someone on Facebook recently has actually curled some core flute plastic around to extend up the height. But I'm going to use a tried and true method and just cut a couple of these trays out so that I can fit the spooling. This one's not connected. So I'm going to have to cut out a fair amount, probably 2, maybe 3 trays. Probably 3 trays. So I'll do that and then we'll give it a test and see how it goes temperature wise. Testing will be done using a multimeter with a temperature probe and with thermal imaging as well. So we can do it 2 ways just to compare the results. Most of the filament that I suffer the most with moisture in it is actually used in my 3D pen when I'm welding, and I'll quite often hear it popping and crackling and emitting steam. So I'll even try some of those filaments and see how they respond. In my experiments I've done so far, it has reduced the popping and crackling within the 3D pen, and this roll of filament's been out for a while. I had my large printer offline for a little while I got a new heated bed for it. That's all now set up, so I'm going to dry the filament before I attempt to print a large printer on it. I will plug it in and just see how it works. Okay, so this is the control on it. It's a digital control. It has a timer on it. The last one I had didn't have a timer, it just had the on-off switch and a temperature dial. So this thing has a timer on it as well. So you can set how long you want it to run for, and you can set the temperature. So 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. So we've got a range of 40 to 70 degrees in 5-degree increments. That's easy enough to drive. PA is pause. So the only way to change the temperature i.e. hit the set button. It's pretty straightforward. Now looking at the display, it looks like it will support Fahrenheit, although this is only sold in Australia and most Australians work in metric. Really there's not a lot to the directions for operating it. Holding the set button for 11 seconds, press in for 3 in order to reach the desired mode. So you can change it to Celsius or Fahrenheit. Alright, so I'll let this heat up for a while and I'll put some probes in to see how it goes. Okay, so it took a little while, but it did get up to temperature eventually and seems to be holding around that temperature quite well. So I think what I might do is see if I can change over the trays to the one I already have modified and try and dry some filament so I can test out my new heated bed. As part of my unboxing and setting up my dehydrator in preparation for drying filaments, these trays just don't have enough height to carry a spool of filament. So what I'm having to do is cut the centre tray out. And it's easy enough to do with just a pair of side cutters. These are flush cutters, nothing overly special. and it just takes perseverance. This stuff does cut very easy. Just don't be tempted to close the tip of the cutters up all the way. Once you hear it crack, that's enough. If you keep trying to push it, you will cause it to break the edge out. This stuff is very brittle. That crack is actually breaking. Comes out nice and easy. This is one I prepared earlier. This is an original one. I've just taken the centre piece out. That just pops out, it doesn't need to be cut. And then we have a rack ready to dry a roll of filament. If you've got wider spools, you may have to cut the third one, but for this size roll, 2's enough. That's actually a Cocoon Create roll of filament. Actually does print very nicely, that stuff. Alright, that'll do it for this video, and I will see you in the next video. So you don't miss it, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell to be notified when the new videos come out.